There's a
somebody
sprint
there?
in Halo 1.
What is
Eat it.
Oh, that's kind of the whole thing. Like it was a much slower paced.
Yeah, you can't
FPS.
run. You can't look down your sights either. Oh, you went right in front of me, whoever that was. Oh shit, I can't hit you. Can't aim down with the gun.
It's so lonely back here at Blue
So this
Base.
is what I've been missing
Y'all have
all these
fun.
years. Not
Should we
playing
get an update on the score?
with you guys.
Hey, I thought we were talking.
Let's see, what is it? Oh, Bernie 3, Gus 2. No, I was looking at the score.
So what?
There's a score?
It's not fair.
So we are now looking at level 5, Assault on the Control Room.
This is as far as I can go. Roger that. We'll be able to find our way to the control center from here. Good luck. Full hammer out.
I wish I had stayed in this area a little more because its design is pretty cool, but I kind of just started going forward. This is a longer level. I didn't want to spend too much time in any one area.
Interesting. The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial. I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning, or if the designers wanted the installation to have inclement weather.
This is Fireteam Zulu requesting immediate assistance from any UNSC forces. Does anyone copy? Over.
I didn't think there were any human forces left in this part of the ring.
Cortana to Fireteam Zulu. I repeat. Fireteam Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our way.
Roger that. Make it quick.
This bridge here, you can actually... There is a way to jump off this bridge down to the lower area where we're headed next to anyways. And it completely despawns the enemies and makes going through the level a lot faster. But I didn't feel like that was an appropriate way of showcasing the level, so I didn't do that. That was probably one of the... I don't know for sure that it was, but I would assume it was one of the first major speedrun tactics that was found. And speedrunning this game, even still today, is actually quite a big community. I was pretty proud of that little grenade stick there. But there are a lot of different ways to get past certain segments in this game. There are some that I don't even understand the concepts of. Like somehow you can phase through walls in one level and it just makes no sense to me. The description for this level actually does not match what you're doing in it. The description makes it sound like you kind of get to the control room first, and the whole level is sort of like a firefight where you're defending the control room from the Covenant, but really you kind of end up fighting them all the way to it. You sort of get there at about the same time they do. One of the development videos I found showcases a Banshee being flown in that first area. I don't know if that was always supposed to be there, or if that's something they just added in to kind of show you that area, but... This level itself sort of serves as like a culmination of everything you've learned so far. You've got all the different species of the Covenant fighting you here. Pretty much every weapon you've seen appears, and you get access to the last vehicles in the game that you haven't seen yet. The tanks. So you get to drive the Scorpion tank a little later on. You can probably hear it. You can probably see those mortar shots right there in the background. That is the Wraith firing at me from far away. The Wraith was supposed to be drivable, and I think in the beta build it actually was, but for some reason it was programmed out. I could not find a definite reason for why that happened, but I would assume it has something to do with where a lot of the other wraiths appear in the game. They're sort of like decoration pieces. It probably wouldn't make sense to have them be drivable in those areas. Now, at one point, the developers had planned to put jetpacks in the game, and there was even a multiplayer level completely designed around that gimmick. It is still in the game, too, I think. I forget. I think it's called Boarding Action. I haven't actually looked at the multiplayer maps for Combat Evolved in a long time. Never mind that I missed both of those shots. This is the area where we get access to the Scorpion tank. I believe this is the only level we get to access the Scorpion tank as well. I don't think it comes up again.
Showtime! Everybody out!
So in the original Combat Evolved, the game supported split-screen multiplayer. You could have up to 4 people playing. And if you were playing campaign, you could have 2 people playing. If you wanted to play bigger games with more people, they had to be played across local consoles on the same network. And in this day and age, that method is fairly unheard of.
Bastard! Good one! Hey, they got armor support! Watch out for those tanks!
The Covenant placed their tanks to defend the entrance to the tunnel.
Firing!
There were several popular multiplayer maps in this game, one of them being Blood Gulch, probably the most recognizable multiplayer map. 2 different bases in the middle of a box canyon with direct ways to get to both bases from the other one, but also nice little side avenues on each side of the canyon that gave people ways to flank. just big enough for vehicles, but also still small enough to be traversed on foot. And in 2003, I think, that map would be used as the setting for a web show started by some people in Texas called Red vs. Blue. That show would run for 17 seasons. And it helped give birth to the company known as Rooster Teeth, which was actually still fairly active until maybe about 2 or 3 years ago when they finally closed their doors. But that whole company came from just a few people playing Halo. There were several other popular maps. Sidewinder looked a lot like this environment, very snowy. Had some ice patches on the ground to make vehicles more slippery. You'll have to forgive how conservatively I'm playing. I have not died up to this point, and I kind of wanted to keep my playthrough deathless if I could. In more modern Halo games, when you're driving the Scorpion, the turret is controlled by a separate Marine or a separate player. And the driver only gets access to the main cannon. But in this game, and I believe in Halo 2, the turret and the main cannon, the driver can fire separately from each other. It might be really hard to see what I'm shooting at right now. Across this chasm, there are 2 hunters and a few elites that I didn't really want to get the tank too close to. And in the corners of this room, there are shade turrets that like to shoot at me. You can kind of see that one there. I couldn't really get a good angle on him at first. A couple more popular multiplayer maps were Hang 'em High. This was sort of a big open room. It was very symmetrical, very popular for games of capture the flag. No vehicles on that one, but very popular with people who liked to use the sniper rifle against other players. Wizard was also a very closed-in map for good 2v2 games. It had portals on each side of the room so that you could teleport to the other side. Battle Creek was also very popular. Capture the Flag. It's kind of a smaller version of Blood Gulch. No vehicles on that one either, but teleporters existed behind each base, so there were ways to attack from behind, and also ways to just assault from the front. Kind of a notorious one was called Chiron TL34. And that map was basically just hallways with teleporters, and a lot of players disliked that map because it was near impossible to remember where each teleporter would take you.
Keep it up. Something for me, huh?
Another good map was Longest. A lot of people liked that map for 1v1 games. It was basically just one long hallway divided by a wall in the middle. There was also Prisoner. Prisoner stayed fairly popular. Fairly small map, but there were a lot of levels to it.
Cover fire!
And of course, Rat Race was also a popular one. Featured a few teleporters, but it still had a way to navigate the map without them. And that was a very good 4v4 map. The popularity of Combat Evolved's multiplayer is highly likely what led to the creation of Xbox Live, which would debut, I believe, with Halo 2. I might be wrong about that. Maybe it came out before Halo 2, but
I thought the Covenant had eliminated all the Marine forces in this area.
at the very least, Combat Evolved played some kind of part in helping to develop and sort of evolve the way multiplayer games were played.
Anybody else hear that? Oh man, Covenant dropship inbound! Take cover! The Covenant are dropping in behind us! We're trapped! Bam! Here, saved a little extra for you.
You can see up there 2 bridges. We will be crossing both of those later.
We need to get up this ridge.
Marines, hold your positions. We'll handle those guns.
Master Chief, we should scale the ridge and get below those stationary guns.
Affirmative, holding position.
And around this point, this group of Marines stops following you, and I could never figure out why.
Know it's around here somewhere. Don't try to play dead on me, pal.
I was sort of hoping one of them would say why they weren't coming with me, but I couldn't remember if there was a line of dialogue to explain that or not. Well, this game did release as just an Xbox exclusive, and it did stay that way for consoles, but in 2003 it did get released for Microsoft Windows and Mac OS. And it probably had one of the craziest demos, at least for Microsoft Windows. I don't know if it had this on the Mac as well, but the demo itself included the previous level, the Silent Cartographer, which is what many people consider to be the best level of this game. But even beyond that, it would let you play multiplayer matches online on Blood Gulch, and only Blood Gulch, so you were guaranteed to play on what many people considered to be the best map in the game. There was a period of my life where there was no Xbox in my household, so I remember getting to try that very demo on my personal laptop, and it was one of the best experiences I can remember. I believe at this point I was getting fairly frustrated with the elite here. He's dodging all of my attacks. And we finally went down there. I think that's a really good showcase of just the AI that Bungie designed for this game. They're very dynamic, and you can't ever really predict what one of them is going to do all the time. What you just saw there was what most people refer to as the noob combo. When you overcharge a plasma pistol like that, you can shoot an EMP burst, which disables any shields of the person that it hits. And then if you switch to the Magnum, you can quickly score a headshot on the target, and you take them out in essentially 2 hits. It's a very popular combo for people who are playing Legendary difficulty for the first time. Now, the campaign did feature split-screen co-op as well, but only for 2 players. And player 2 would just appear to be a direct copy of Master Chief. But some of the cutscenes would actually render in a second player. Like the opening cutscene features 2 different Master Chiefs stepping out of the cryo tubes. Although some people interpret it as 2 different Spartans. I think the book, The Fall of Reach, maybe it's The Fall of Reach. It might be another one, though, that claims Linda is on board the Pillar of Autumn during this game. A lot of people theorize that that's who the second player is playing as. Of course, I think canonically Chief does all of this on his own. But even in a later level, I think you see 2 Banshees flying in a cutscene. If there are 2 players in the game, I might be wrong about that. And right here I'm looking for another invisible elite. I couldn't remember if there were 1 or 2 in this hallway, but if you heard what I just heard there, then clearly there are 2. I was also feeling a little nervous here because I knew I was going to be facing hunters in this next room. And I did not have much precision ammo left to deal with them. So I needed to make all my shots count. Which I did not do there. Or there. I didn't really want to use my sniper rifle on these guys, so I was looking around for a different gun. And you may notice a splice in footage here. At this bridge, you're able to take the Banshee,
Control room.
which I failed to do twice. And I wanted to do this because the level is already very long, and I did not feel like playing through the rest of the level without the Banshee.
Is at the top of that pyramid structure. Bring me up there.
So I did revert to last checkpoint. If you want to count that as a death, feel free. On the second level Halo, it is actually possible to have a Banshee fall in front of you unoccupied. I'm not exactly sure how it happens, but I have seen it happen very rarely. But even if it does fall in front of you, it's disabled so you can't fly it. Here flying the Banshee is enabled, so I would assume Bungie meant for you to be able to take it if you wanted to. So I don't really consider that skipping any real segment of the level. There is another elevator across the bridge that brings you down and allows you to sort of walk up this structure, but it does take quite a while, and this is already a very long level, so for the sake of time, I really just wanted to take the Banshee. At the end of this level, you get a cutscene, and in that cutscene, Cortana was going to be more antagonistic once she was uploaded into the control room. If you listen closely, some of those lines of dialogue actually still remain. But there was eventually a change in the script, and her character was written to not become the villain of this game.
Let's move on to Halo's control center. This is it, Halo's control center. that terminal. Try there.
You all right?
Never been better. You can't imagine the wealth of information. The knowledge, so much, so fast. It's glorious.
So, what sort of weapon is it?
What are you talking about?
Let's stay focused. Halo, how do we use it against the Covenant?
This ring isn't a cudgel, you barbarian. It's something else. Something much more important. The Covenant were right. This ring... it's Forerunner. Give me a second to access. Yes, the Forerunner built this place, what they called a fortress world, in order to... Wait. No, that can't be. Oh, those Covenant fools. They must have known. There must have been signs.
Slow down. You're losing me.
The Covenant found something. Buried in this ring. Something horrible. And now, they're afraid.
Something buried. What?
The Captain. We've got to stop the Captain.
Keys? What
The
are we...
weapons cache he's looking for. It's not really... We can't let him get inside.
I don't understand.
There's no time. Get out of here, find keys, stop him. Before it's too late!